best of 107. That really is superb.
He's number 1 in runs scored in HBL PSL history, Kamran Akmal. Running straight down the pitch. And I think he's just been politely spoken to, not exactly warned.
Yeah, the pitch has been pretty good throughout. There haven't been too many issues, but there are a couple of slightly wider cracks down the middle. And if he gets on there, they're coming up. Well, this is why he is so dangerous. Top run scorer, just there to Shane Watson.
Likes to drive, likes to cut. Top of the tree with a best of 107, Kamran Akmal. Watson, Babar Azam, Ahmed Shahzad has picked up pace in this year's HBL PSL. He's batted well. Kamran Akmal has scored 2 centuries in PSL history. Not asked to reload, so he must have kissed his pad. 4 without a wicket after over number 1. And the joyride continues for the Zalmi. 134 without a wicket. The problem is that Shadab has gone for runs as well, because normally he comes to the rescue of the team in the middle of the innings. Catcher is the call. It's a miss hit. Falls safely. I want to catch a crore. All are waiting. They have this reputation of making a grand comeback, Islamabad United, with the ball in the death overs. So we await the result. How well will they recover from this hammering? That's gone up in the air. This should be taken. Collision! Almost. is full of potential, Sir Maqsood. But can he do the job tonight? 1 of 4 matches. Very good strike rate. Best score of 88 out there with Kharon Pollard. 2 new men at the crease. In the 14th over, Shadab is in. He's not as fluent against spin as he generally is against pace or medium pace, but Cameron Delport, they are shaking up the middle order with a couple of good strikes. This wasn't struck off the middle of the bat, and chance was created. Thank God for longer fence.
And suddenly it seems that the ball is turning. Shadab, 2 deliveries, just Pollard just not able to locate them.
Beautifully bowled.
Just a little fuller, and he deposits him over the stands. Maximum to get to his 9,000 run in T20s. He joins Chris Gale, Brendan McCullum, and now Pollard.
Straight away you can feel the effect of that 6. Delport as bowler wide down the leg side. He's got this great ability to get a 6 off a forward defensive shot and then just extend his arms.
Okay, mate.
151 for 2. At 3/4 of the innings over for Zalmi. Lost Akmal for 74 here in Eliminator 2. And we've got Big KP, 3rd batsman to 9,000 runs in this fabulous format. Gale and McCullum up the tree. And this, that big fat stick of his has just flicked another. Wow. Pollard. How do you like them apples, Joe?
No, I do, but do not bowl him a pie, because that how it does get treated. Kharon Pollard, the length had been so good from the previous over. Pollard just waiting, extends that forward defence, and it clears defence. Same umpire, no hesitation.
watchful now, because the first one disappeared for 6, but then the third one got the wicket of Maqsood. So we've got one to go. One to go. There's only going to be one winner there. I'm sorry, Shadab. And it's not you in red, my friend. And again, goodbye and good night, it's disappeared. Pollard with another boo. 14 off the 16th, it's 165 for 3 here. Estate for a bit and his bearings, but look at that from Walt. Wonderful.
Yeah, I think straight away with the ball going so high, Hales' first job is to find the boundary, and from there you can move or stay where you are. But when you're not too sure, and when it gets later in the high ball, you can't take your eye off it to watch where your feet are. So straight away when the ball goes up, know where the boundary is, especially when it's gone so high, because Darren Sammy, he swung hard at that.
Yeah, as you mentioned, that depth perception, so difficult at night. Here's a wonderful change up, the tennis ball bouncer that just never arrives. kept his eye on it nicely there, but all of a sudden, that's why I think also you start to lose the distance and how quickly it's coming, and then it starts to drift a little bit more, the cricket ball, in that night sky. Yeah, Alex Hale says unlucky. More of Hales into the action.
Because it almost looked like he had pretty hard hands on the palm, as opposed to trying to, it was like he was trying to get the ball back in without trying to palm it back to Chadwick Walton, not try and take a clean catch, because it did bounce quite a long way out of his hands.
Yeah, it just looked like he was in two minds there.
So far, it's not the middle of the bat, Danny.
Yeah, it's a thicker top edge, isn't it? And look where it goes. It goes over the fence. That is one of the biggest parts here at Karachi National. Yeah, Rumo Rees just with that wry smile, thinking the same thing. Geez, Pollard, you didn't get all of it, but look at it. It has almost had an air hostess on it. It has gone absolutely miles. Have we got it back yet? Can we please have our ball back here in the second eliminator? And we've just got it now, I think. It's finally come back over the fence. Souvenir, sorry, it's not baseball. Hassan Raza just checking on it, having a look, because we got dropped and landed up in a bit of the concrete bleachers there in the Intercab Alam enclosure. Just having a look at it is Hassan Raza now standing up here at the pavilion end.
And it's been such a good over. One ball to go. He'll take 9 from it if he can.
That's rim and race. And Musa's gone to a short third man. So there's 2 men behind point. Beautifully done. But Luke Ronke can't gather. Oh, he wants 2! Oh, and he's kicked it. He's going to go here. Yeah, that is naughty. I think you're going to have to go here. I think Pollard knows. I think he stuck a thigh out in terms of instructing the field here. He wanted it, but sadly, Darren Sammy with those old knees felt he couldn't come back. It's the 4th one down. When you look at this run out, talking about change direction, he's changing his thigh. Watch this, watch the left thigh, I reckon. He knows that Sammy's not coming. Football season.
Yeah, good presence of mind. Although Darren Sammy, he wanted to get back on strike. So Sammy wants to face as many of this last over as possible. Well fielded, presence of mind, and he has done the job. Fast bowlers, they'll always hit the stumps. Wahab's out for 1. Score now 198 for 5.
Darren Sammy is back on strike. Wahab did the right thing in sacrificing and having to go through. And now we've got another West Indian out in the middle. Chris Jordan, the Bayesian, plays for England. Oh, slashing blade. He's overcooked the Yorker here, Rahman. 200 is up now for Zalmi.
Yeah, Darren Sammy, he likes to clear that front leg so he can swing hard, but he's got a long reach as well, because it's a wide, every time aim for the wide Yorker. Still long arms can reach there. Thick outside edge, opens the blade intentionally, because you know his third man is up in the circle. No one stands a chance.
Psychological barrier of 200 now breached, and there's still 4 to go. Well bowled. Does he want the leg bye? It's racing away. It's 4 leg byes. Can't go upstairs for that, but he wants to, Rahman. Never, ever going to hit the pole, surely. Got outside. Here is a review. Now, let's have a look. I think it's hit him way outside the leg stump. He does move a bit. Want to check that? That's all hunky-dory. Now then.
Yeah, Darren Sammy does give himself room outside the leg stump because he likes to clear that front leg out the way, so he's not going to be standing in front of his poles. Hits him on the full, and then he's outside the leg stump.
Asif Yaqub upstairs. He is the TMO. Maybe having a little look at that too. Excited about it. Yeah, it's certainly outside the line, a leg pole. I think having seen it on the big screen will realise. Did try and play a shot, of course, so it will count. There's certainly no blade on it, but it's hit him well, almost top of the Achilles. We have a little bit of ball tracking just to confirm things, because you can see leg stump there, of course. So I've just got to go through this process and finish it. And here we go. Well outside. And the review, well, there's actually only 4 balls left, so a little bit of time wasting. And the 4 leg byes, thank you, Hassan Raza. So it zips up now to 206. Oh, he doesn't want to take it. Doesn't want to take it.
Yep, pretty simple. All 3 stumps to aim at. But Darren Sammy needed to get back on strike. Wahab knew that, and he just kept running back to the dressing room.
Second highest total now behind that 238 at this very venue. In PSL history, the second highest total. And boom! It has gone miles again. Sammy with another little flick of the stick.
And that's why he didn't want to take the single and get Chris Jordan on strike. Darren Sammy so powerful in these latter overs. It's a low full toss, which is tough to hit if you try and go across the line. The key there, it's a short arm jab. Nothing short about the distance it's travelled, though.
Yeah, more of the chant of the surname of the Zalmi skipper goes up here at Karachi National. Yeah. He's got a lovely little 3-wood out there. Didn't quite get the big Bertha out. No follow through, so hence the 3-wood. The last ball. Oh, and he nearly overran it, young Musa. Did well, and a hustle back for 2. Well run, and well done. Peshawar Zalmi put in to bat by Islamabad, and they've managed to muster 214 for 5 at their turn of bat with 20 overs. That asking rate is going to be almost 11s from the get-go. Last 3 overs went for 42.
Followed Luke Ronke, change of angle. He's got express speed. It's great to watch. Timol Mills.
Timol Mills indicated to Hassan Ali they'd liked him to have dived to save that, but that ball was absolutely flying. The economy's a fraction under 8. He's picked up 107 wickets in 102 matches. This is 102nd. Staying round the wicket, Timol Mills to Ronke. He's given himself too much room. Pace, this is a good pitch. That was bowled at 145.
He's warming up to the task here. Timol Mills, a few starters before he digs into the big meal. Osaka Power Run is winning this. Well done.
Not only does he bowl very quick deliveries, but he's also got a range and a variety of slower balls. Timol Mills. High up on the bat. It'll just be one. Chris Jordan is the fielder. Chris Jordan in the side. He's flown in from the West Indies into Karachi. Looks wonderful at night, doesn't it? City of Lights. How many million people here? 26, 27 million?
More than the population of Wales.
Times 9.
Yeah. Is that a good enough answer for you, Will?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, yeah, you're right. Beautiful. Right, Timol Mills, get the grip right. Wants the grip right. Let's come back over the wicket to the left-handed Delport. Smashed. 4.
It's a great shot. Really is a cracker from the left-hander. That ball at a speed of 147 kph, and have a look at this straight drive. Bludgeoned. Absolutely nailed. It happened so quickly, the ball off the hand and then the bat speed, and boom. Away she went for 4. Hit the fence in about half a second.
I think that ball was 147 kilometers an hour. And a single off the last. 2 gone, 23 for naught. Well, there's plenty of batting in the Islamabad United lineup, with Alex Hales coming in 3, man of the match last night. Chadwick Walton, the West Indian. Hussein Talat, Asif Ali, a natural hitter of the cricket ball. Fahim Ashraf and Shadab Khan, who's found himself up the order many a times with Islamabad. Here's Hassan Ali coming round the wicket. I think he wants to try and curtail the arm range of Delport. So he's bowling into him from round the wicket.
Yeah, he's a very fine striker of the ball. 117 of just 60 balls against lackluster Lahore Qalandars. Fastest 100 in HBL PSL history. 49 ball century. Smashing way to bring up your 100. Lami Chane wasn't spared as well.
Oh, now it's gone up in the air. This is going to be out. Catching practice. Darren Sammy, and the celebration, Hassan Ali.
Yeah, a couple of quick balls from Hassan Ali takes care of Luke Ronchi. He just goes one way. Just knows how to strike. And so on the day can be lethal, but on other days he can be a bit disappointing as well. Way inside the popping crease, hit the splice of the blade, went up in the air. Darren Sammy call, it's mine. And yeah, big success for the Zalmi. They needed this to settle the nerves, because Luke Ronchi with his unorthodoxy can hurt you. Gone after scoring 17 of just 9. 1 down for 24.
Delport, and the new batsman is the Englishman Alex Hales. Well, that dugout for Islamabad must lose a beat when Ronke gets out. Look at the numbers here for Alex Hales: 5-5-5-8 runs, strike rate 143, 116 not out his top score. That was in a T20I.
It's a powerful package. Alex Hales played a lovely, controlled, intelligent innings the other night. I like this from Zalmi because they're hitting the deck hard from both ends. So when the ball is new, they're going to flaunt pace, which is the way to go. We haven't seen any slow balls, and this was a hard ball as well, hard length and a quick delivery. And Luke Ronke, probably in the process of playing the pull shot, found it tough really to get going. Only if he could give himself a little bit of time to stage the blitz. Big success.
And this is good from Hassan Ali. He's worked out that he can spear the ball into the left-handed Delport. This is Chris Jordan, and Alex Hales will know plenty of Chris Jordan, and Chris Jordan will know a lot about Alex Hales. Play together in the T20 England team. All roads pointing to the final. Chris Jordan, man of the series for England in the recently concluded T20 series against the West Indies, which the West Indies lost 3-0 to England. Well, Alex Hales off the mark, but every time they don't get a boundary, the rate goes up. 26 for 1 from 3. Islamabad 26 for 1. They're chasing 215, and now it's going to be Chris Jordan, his first ball against fellow Englishman Alex Hales. Alex Hales was saying before the match that Chris Jordan bowled a number of really quick spells in the Caribbean in the recent T20 series. The aerial T-shirt launcher. Tons of prizes on offer. Well, they need a few launches from this man as well, Alex Hales. I think Chris Jordan will know exactly where to bowl to. 150 wickets, averaging 26, and his economy 8.3. Oh, that's worth the shout. Sharp delivery. 139. Only the second ball he's bowled. He's cranking up.
Yeah, doesn't look rusty at all. Nice and straight. Hit him on the right thigh. Would have gone on to miss the stumps. His initial reaction, but then he aborted the appeal. This is going to be a great contest. And clearly time for some tapal tea. Because you've got two professionals who've just come out of a very successful series.
It's a good shot for no run, straight to Wahab. And the one thing that looks immediately pleasing to the eye about Chris Jordan, as we have a look at this LBW, Impact's in line, but it's going over the top. Is how smooth his run-up is. Chris Jordan, when he started bowling for England, he's from Barbados, and he started bowling. It's his run-up which was a problem. It almost looked like he was running on hot coals, but now he looks so smooth. It's a good approach, this. Oh, now then, it's gone straight up in the air. Pollard doesn't drop them. That's another crucial strike. Chris Jordan gets his fellow Englishman gone, and no hailstorm tonight.
Yeah, terrific bowling, hitting the hard length. He's looking at his bat, obviously. It didn't meet the required standards, didn't meet the middle. Willow followed him, just didn't get it in the middle, and he knew straight away that he was in a lot of problem. Bucket hands of Karen Pollard doing the rest. Fantastic start to his opening stint here, and he's picked up the big one. Alex Hales gone for 1, 2 down for 26.
Chadwick Walton is the new man coming in at 4 for Islamabad. Delport on strike. Ooh, well balled, Chris Jordan.
Crispy Jordan right now, getting it to shape away from the left-hander, and this was beautifully bowled, and Alex Hales knew straight away that he was in a lot of problem. Easily taken by Karen Pollard. United have got their front liners. The front 4 batsmen are all overseas strikers, which is an interesting choice.
Oh, this is a good shot. There's only 1 run, man out in the deep is Wahab. 4 gone, 27 for 2. Well, 17 Ronki, Hales gone for 1, and Islamabad, their task is looking a mighty big one. Oh, no slip, that'll be 4. Wahab Riaz working up pace himself.
Yeah, edge works in T20, especially when you've got no slipper. The ball shaping away from the left-hander, and all it needed was an edge. Would have gone down the throat of the man in the slips, but Wahab starting off without having one. 2 wickets down. I think it's time for them to attack. They can afford to be aggressive. Have a slip in place.
256 wickets, Wahab. The bowlers have enjoyed bowling on this, even though 200 runs have been scored, but the Zalmi bowlers are enjoying the pace and the bounce on this pitch. Wahab at 144 kilometers an hour, that last delivery.
I think if they win today and play on a similar pitch in the final, I think Zalmi, with the kind of fast bowling that they have, will start as favourites actually. They're playing without a spinner, Zalmi, so banking on the strength of pace, and I think the conditions suit this kind of a ploy and strategy.
Yeah, they have been going with Liam Dawson. Oh, Sammy is there at slip, but it's a no ball, so it's going to be a free hit.
What is he saying? Marginally says, I don't think so. He says, I don't think so. I say, I think so. It's clearly over the line.
Have a look at the screen, Wahab. It's just on your left-hand shoulder there. Yep. And Chris Jordan in the side tonight. There's no Liam Dawson, the left-arm spinner, so it's all pace for Zalmi tonight. Free hit's gone nowhere. How's our Zik Motor Oil Challenge looking? Come on, pick up the can. Oh, got to pick it up. Well done, yes. He's happy. He's won a can of motor oil. Chadwick Walton, strike rate of 120 in his career. He's got a best score of 99 not out. Hitting the top of the bat here, Wahab Riaz. It's good pace, 150 plus from Wahab.
Serious pace. 150 clicks, almost 149.4, and doing it rather effortlessly. He's looking fit. He's lost a bit of weight. Lean machine is Wahab Riaz.
Good shot. He's timed this nicely. Jordan with chase. Oh, he's done well. That's a great piece of cricket and football from Chris Jordan.
Well, he covered the distance lightning fast. He was so good, because this was struck quite well through the offside. There's a gap there, a new gap. Have a look at him go. Stopping it with the boot and then recovering well enough in time to just limit that shot to 2 runs.
He's a good man to come into the side, isn't he? When you're man of the series in the Caribbean, he's brought fresh legs and form with him. Right, last ball of the 5th. Not quite. That's has to be a wide. What? No wide. 5 gone, 35 for 2.
One to go in the power play. It's up to 2 a ball already. Here's Tamar Mills with a wonderful change of pace. And I don't know if we saw enough of this from Islamabad United. Once again, the dance moves are always happening here. for the head and shoulders move for a mil. Pakistan rupees, that is. Yeah, just the changes of pace that are evident here from Peshawar Zalmi and their bowlers with the bag of tricks, Bazir Khan. We know there's pace, there's certainly a few bounces being ripped about, but you've got to have that subtle change in your pace repertoire. Walton up against Mills. And there was pace on the ball. G'day, Baz.
Yeah, change-ups always help when you've got extreme pace, and this Peshawar Zalmi bowling unit is superbly pacey. Taimur Mills, Hassan Ali, Wahab Riaz, even Chris Jordan, pretty sharp. So yes, you talk about pace in the longer format, but in T20 as well, if you got that extreme pace, you really hurt the opposition.
Yeah, and then keep them guessing. If you're not hurting them, keep them guessing. Oh yeah, there's another quicker one. Delport trying to ride this out, this new ball inside the power play, and not be overzealous. He's 16 from 14. Yeah, Brighto paints colourful fans. The Pathans. They're in the house here in Karachi, BK.
You added a little bit of colour as well. You also need that little Pathan cap and a little the truck driver, Danny Morrison.
Can't get on the crowd this year, Baz. I get eaten. Did enjoy that though, was it? It was the Quetta Gladiators mascot, wasn't it? That big, the big hat on the Centurion. Surprisingly light that get-up.
He sort of disappeared into the crowd, the hobbit that you are.
And he's lucky he was in Dubai. A lot less than here in Karachi or Lahore, I can tell you. Yeah, good times. Good fun. Two down inside the 20s. Look at it, 24 and 26. Short one. Yeah, didn't get all of it, Delport. He only gets one for Zach Jordan down there. Or Hassan Ali. Beg your pardon, he's miles away looking out of our comm box, but that's a great arm.
Yeah, great pace again from Taimur Mills. Both skidded off the surface. Delport not in control of the shot. And then pace in the outfield by Hassan Ali. So everything fizzing.
The man set back as well. Yeah, this time it's Hassan Ali. Yeah, very good arm, beautifully delivered back to Cameron Akmal. Just the one to finish the power play, and Islamabad are 41 for 2 now. Heck of a difference in terms of the comparison of the power play. Zalmi v Islamabad. Of course, they put on 135 for the first wicket with Cameron Akmal and Imam ul Haq. Here's Pollard, And he's greeted with a slap over extra cover from Chadwick Walton. Good evening, Kyron Pollard.
Starts off with an absolute pie. Short, wide, slow, thump. Boundary.
Now getting some of his own medicine back, Kyron Pollard. He was dishing it out earlier. 37 from 21. Now ball in hand. No, it's not another good delivery, and he's got away with this. He has so got away with this. And cue it up, isn't it? Is it the cue end?
It's almost like the pace is off now, and the batsman will think this is our opportunity. Because they've been under fire, Hassan Ali, Waha, Tymal Mills, testing it out, bit of chin music. Pollard comes in, probably the over to actually get some momentum into the innings, and momentum into the innings. Bounce outside off stump. Oh, and that one nipping back in. Again, this young lad trying to bowl the Yorker, not on target. This one, he's as young as you are, Danny. So he won the prize. Oh, you won the prize as well. For what?
See, I gave it back. I didn't deserve it. Well, that's what happens when you listen to Dean Jones. Danny bowls short and fast. His pitch is bouncy with pace.
Isn't that what you always did? Just bowl short and fast. Ramesh Raja keeps reminding us about the World Cup where he bowled short and fast and got smoked.
Unlucky. Yes, should have got fuller. Limbering up. Oh, he's limbering up here. Walton. He's wiped this beautifully. Yeah, all the way.
50 comes up and Walton likes his pace or lack of. Again, very, very short. It just sits up. Almost an action replay with the ball sitting up to be hit and smashed to the onside.
Yeah, he's got to get his repertoire working. Does Pollard change the pace? Sometimes he rolls a little leg cutters. He's going to come round here, it looks like. Yeah, he's going to try and find some energy. There's Kyron Pollard searching for wicket number 3, Zalmi. Change in the field. Fine legs on back. Deep backward square comes up to square leg by the ump. Oh dear. Back-to-back maximums. Walton on the charge here.
Square leg this time. The little cutter from round the wicket, and he's just helped it with a massive backswing. That's sailed away. Yeah, bigger boundary, but doesn't matter.
Yeah, this strong Jamaican. They love pace on the ball there in the Caribbean. So I think he's going to change his ploy again. We're not changing our ploy. We're stuck into the Tapal T as ever. Yum yum, says Mum. It's gone back over. Well, it hasn't made much of a difference, I suppose. At least it wasn't 6. 22 off the 7. It is 63 for 2 here. Burj Khalifa has turned up here in Karachi. .22 off the last. 4th, what an over. And Walton showing a bit of whippage. There, yeah, don't bowl there, please, Kyron. or there, or there. Oh dear. Now, the first over disappears for 22, and he is the fifth bowler. Is Pollard. There's no Liam Dawson on the side in terms of pace off it. There's certainly some firepower to come here for United. Asabali, the most maximums by an individual in PSL Season 4. Fahim, it's a long one as well.
Such a good wicket that a little bit of a weak link is the problem. First over goes for 22. They've got 3 more. Pollard, maybe Nabi Gul.
Jordan starts with another slower ball. Of course, Jordan is hot to trot. He's off great form out of the West Indies. He was playing for England. Was man of the series there in the T20s. So, an obvious acquisition to come into Peshawar Zalmi for Eliminator 2.
A little bit of form. Average of 6.
Oh, let's play a little bit of squash here. Direct hit gone. Absolutely gone for all money here, Delport. Umar Amin can't hit the woodwork.
Yeah, they're running for everything. This one just bounced up nicely for Umar Amin. And you'd probably expect him to throw down the stumps from there.
Joe Rhodes certainly would have.
He doesn't stand there. He always stood at point, so I don't think so.
He was expecting from up here that he should hit the stumps. Listen. Yeah, the HBL box. Good posse. Dino usually is in there. Bopping away in the HBL box.
The all Australian coaching staff for Islamabad United.
Short and Berg's gone. Another one disappears courtesy of Chadwick Walton.
The slow bouncer didn't work. It just stood up. And Walton yet again, he's on fire. Purple patch. And smacked that all the way. Yeah, it's just slow and standing up. It's not that proper bouncer. Not high enough.
Yeah, he goes into the 30s. Does Walton. So things to think about for Darren Sammy and his bowling attack here. He's got an early wicket as Chris Jordan. They'd dearly love to get rid of Chadwick Walton here, because look at that strike rate. 3 sixes, 2 fours and 14 balls. Asking rate has come down to 11.6. It was up around, well, almost 13s. That's better. And he's a good exponent of this, is Chris Jordan.
Yeah, cutter, and it just stood up to be hit. Ball follow from the cameraman, superb. Lifts the mood in Islamabad United's camp.
Two to go. 7 off so far. Free flowing. It's back over to you, Cameron D.
It's just the beauty of T20. 1 over. Almost every ball is an event. So 1 over, that 22 runs over, gives the momentum back to the batting side. Suddenly things start to happen. This over, gone for 8. Jordan will bowl a superb first over. Pressure now just slightly shifting. Peshawar Zalmi.
Super crowd here and a fabulous Friday. This Eliminator, the second one. Lose this. and you can get on the plane and depart. Win it, you're up against Quetta, the Gladiators, on Sunday.
.147. That extra pace just doesn't allow Walton to swing his arms. Left arm over, but you just have to look at the pace at what Wahab is bowling. So talk about margins for error. If you're bowling at that pace, that margin of error increases. You can actually get away with a short ball or slightly over pitch because of the extra pace.
Is that going to be above the waist? I think it is. I think it is a no ball. I'll tell you what, that's tasty. Got the signal from Hassan Raza from square leg, so time for a freebie.
Yeah, it could have been nasty. Just followed Delport, and he's done well to actually get back on that. And he was almost preparing himself for a blow.
Yeah, it certainly was. He was running a lot quicker than he realised. Of course, those are difficult to pick out. Looking for it to bounce, of course. Partnership now. Yeah, it's breaks 50.
He said, I didn't touch this. The umpire said it brushed something. He said he's gone too far, hasn't he? That's it. You see, he's shown his middle leg. Yeah, I think the umpire's absolutely right. Ramon Martinez from Sri Lanka. Hasn't caught it at all. It's difficult to work Wahab Riaz to any part of the ground at this pace and he bowls it so full, and at 148, 149. So 77 needed and 1 ball to go to complete 15 overs. This is asking, it's a huge task. They're heading towards 15 and over. But you never know, 1-2 good overs and it gets Islamabad back in the game, right back in it. But it's asking a lot. Talat and Fahim, top half of the bat. And they're looking for one and only one. That's it. 15 gone, 139 for 5.
It's getting tougher and tougher for the United. The required weight has jumped to over 15. Broadcasters list, Geo Super, PTV, Willow TV, Hum Masala, Air Wide Edge Crew, cricketgateway.pk, cricketgateway.ae, cricketgateway.com. Mobile application platform. That's the first time I've read that page fully in time. Chatmat.com, goonch.pk, Jazz TV, Crickwick. About time I did it. Play and a miss. Just too many runs were given by the United, and they're suffering as a result now with the bat. Hello, Danny Morrison, Dengzongpa.
Kwabatna. Good to see you, Rambo. And they're going to need a bit more of some energy and Osaka battery power to rev up here. There's in red.
That's gone quickly across. And for 4. Is there a twist in the tail? Talat is on 18. Fahim is on 24. Can the Pakistani duo seal the deal for the United?
It's a nice stroke. Pace on the ball. Yeah, Fahim has impressed me in recent years as a true all-rounder in the making. Coming in at 7 and flaying it from the get-go. 2 sixes, 1 boundary, striking at almost 220. He is massive. Key.
Up in the air, up in the air. Will it be taken? Falls short of the advancing fielder. Jamal Mills there, just stopping in the process, breaking his stride.
Yeah, just a little bit of sense and sensibility. So don't go for broke, and it's not really the opportunity anyway. But just be careful and mindful that the asking rate, now look at it, 15.80 pretty much. Huge responsibility for Fahim, who's now back on strike.
Quite capable of delivering big blows, Fahim Ashraf. Going at a strike rate of 218. Oh, big, humongous 6. That made a great sound. Timely. Gotta say it's timely. They need to go at a strike rate of 250, and Fahim is going at a strike rate of exactly 250.
brings up the team 150. Awestruck, this one. Everyone's got a sore neck looking at this one going into the night sky. Pepsi catch a crow? You've got to be kidding me. I think that had a bit of snow on it.
Sami enters the arena in a hopeless situation. 22.24 is the required rate. Goes hard of the first ball, only a single. Yeah, they come back for the second one on the throw.
I've got a chuckle on. He hurled it. Absolutely hurled it, Cameron Akmal, with the glove on. Another night, you can be left rather embarrassed. The ball flying out of your hand. He's clearly home, but he's given it some from point-blank range. There's Cameron Akmal. Yeah, that's all good. Yeah, tough gig in the top order. Couldn't keep kicking on and getting the bulk of the runs, and now the engine room is exposed.
Yeah, United had too much to deal with in terms of upping the ante for the second consecutive day. They beat Karachi Kings. This was close, extremely close. Not one ball left. Zalmi are through. What a moment, what a team, what a leader. It really has been one smashing road to the finals for the Zalmis. They nailed this by 48 runs. This is their third consecutive final. Take a bow. Darren Semi and Peshawar Zalmi, you deserve this. They've got the team, they've got the lieutenants, and they've got the environment to be the champions once again. So they'll qualify to meet the Quetta Gladiators on the 17th for that tremendous final.
Yeah, and rightly so. Absolutely brilliant. Yellow and black are through.
You cover all the aspects. You consider the pitch, you consider the opposition. You know, they actually were very lucky against Karachi to win the game. And, you know, the peril was huge when you insert the opposition into bat. What? They needed to answer those questions. What if Peshawar Zalmi, instead of us getting them out 150 or 60, what if they score 200? Would there be any chance of us winning the game? Well, the peril was huge, like I said before. So they made a mistake. Runs on the board always brings the pressure. And once you concede more than 200 runs, if you lose 2 early wickets, your 2 top batsmen you are relying on, game is dead and buried. And that was the case.
A little about the captaincy as well. We saw Musa Khan, you know, he had some overs, he was brought in too late, so to speak, because we saw the paces from Peshawar Zalmi doing really well.
Yeah, he got wicket yesterday, 3rd or 4th over he bowled. So he bowled with extra space. You need to bowl him early with a harder ball. You can't just leave him for 8th or 7th over when the batsmen are settled and the pace of pitch has gone easier. So I think they after winning the toss, inserting Zalmi in bid, I think it was a mistake, but they didn't actually use that to any advantage as well. They couldn't really go, didn't look like getting the wickets. Their energy, I don't know, they played a game yesterday, that's why their energy looked down. They were not as energized, there was no pace in their bowling, so they lacked a lot of that.
See, but if they were not conditioned or they were struggling with their fitness, then it begs the question, why bat first?
Exactly.
Why bowl first? Yeah. They should have batted first then. You know, allowed their bowlers to get more time to recuperate and then had a burst at Peshawar Zalmi batsmen.
But once that decision was made, Sean, surely the execution of their bowling could have been better, because you've allowed a team to score, you know, 215.
Yeah, last night they did it pretty well. And you have to say, looking at them, I agree with Azhar, they did look flat. Absolutely looked flat, lacking in penetration. Their plans looked like they sort of went out the window a little bit. I mean, they tried the short ball instead of the hard length they stuck to. They went the real short ball, and Akmal, it wasn't working, but they continued to go with it. Didn't really think on their feet enough, I suppose, and they did look really flat. And you can probably understand that a little bit because they played a high pressure game the night before, and it takes a lot out of you. But yeah, so be it. That's sort of cost them a final in the end.
Well, hard length. Speaking of hard lengths, Zalmi were really good in that department today, Azhar. Yeah,
they had extra pace. They have extra pace, extra 5Ks to most of the bowlers. So that adds to their advantage. And see, most of the wickets are similar length. You see the other wickets coming up, similar length, similar shots. They couldn't time it because of the extra bounce, extra pace in the Zalmi's. All of their bowlers hitting that length. Then slower ones, mixing it up, but length pretty much the same. So they didn't go really short, but they went like hard length all the time, and first 5 wickets were like similar length. So I think credit to the Zalmi again for their performance with the ball, with the catches as well. Exceptional. Hassan Ali again, we spoke about his lack of form, but he delivered again in the big game. He was spot on with his variations.
And then you've also got the likes of Chris Jordan, when you know, he came in as a replacement for Zalmi, but you know, turned out to be a great pick in the end.
Well, he's a skiddy bowler. bowls with pace, knows how to reverse swing the ball. A great addition, and it showed. He picked up important wickets. The only thing, when you're looking to face extra pace, especially in T20 cricket, you have to rely on cricketing strokes. You cannot afford to play those airy-fairy strokes or he-who that, hoping that you connect and you get runs. Take the leaf out of Watson's book. Maybe Hassan Ali, how he handled this kind of pace attack. You have to rely on those strokes. But having said that, 215 brought a lot of pressure on Islamabad bowlers, and it was too much to handle.
But it was also the length that Chris Jordan was bowling. I mean, we've seen he's done well, previously as well on an international level. Was the man of the series as well in the T20 series against West Indies. So surely he seems to love bowling in this particular format.
He's up for the contest as well. He's constantly talking to the captain. He's a bit of a leader out there. Even when the other guys are bowling, he's at mid-on, mid-off, talking to the bowlers as well. So he's a thinker of the game. England are quite good at that with their smart planning and stuff. So he's come from that pedigree there. But he also, when the game needed to be slowed down at that point, when Talat and who was in?
Fahim.
Walton. Was it? Yeah. The game needed to be slowed down a bit, so they set the offside field, put their protectors back, and he bowled an over of outside the off stump, just for an over to slow things down. So good thinking throughout the game, and Chris Jordan was a big part of that.
And Islamabad United, we've spoken about their length. It certainly didn't help to be bowling that kind of length against Kamran Akmal. He was, he gave them that kind of explosive start that we've seen from him before as well. He's also our Master Blaster for today.
Master Blaster brought to you by Boom Boom Bubblegum. Macha de dhoom.
And off and running, a little uppish, but into the gap and 4. On the pads, another 4. Short and wide, he likes to cut. 3 balls, 3 4s. Pull shot that's gone up in the air, and boom! 6. First one of the evening. Oh, that's punished. This time, picked it up early and will hit the fence.
It's gone big again. Straight back over the bowler's head. Not quite 6, but 4 will do. Short. You don't want to go there. Oh, Kamran Akmal goes big. That is a great hit. He has hammered it over deep mid-wicket. Oh, it's gone again. This is massive. Opens the blade a little bit. He's just sliced this for 4.
Oh, it's a slap over the infield for 4.
Master Blaster brought to you by Boom Boom Bubblegum. Macha de dhoom.
I mean, kudos to the way he played today, Kamran Akmal. But you've also got to question the lengths that they were bowling to him. It was pretty much in his area.
Yeah, they were definitely off the boil. Islamabad United fast bowlers, there's no doubt about it. But when you talk about Kamran Akmal, if you see him at the crease, he's trying to watch the ball very closely, and he's very still, and he's looking for that length. If you, as a bowler looking to bowl back of the length or short ball to Kamran Akmal, it has to be a heavy ball. Commitment has to be there. You cannot hope that you're going to survive bowling that length against Kamran Akmal, and that's very dangerous. They kept on bowling him short, kept on pulling them, and then they tried to pitch him up, and there goes that over the top shot, and pressure was on. So he's one batsman who relies on cricketing strokes. You didn't see any slog. He was just using the pace of the ball all the times, and that's a trait as a batsman you need to have when you are actually featuring on those pressured games. And he's brilliant. He's handled the pressure so well throughout this PSL. Initially, he was struggling, but he has recovered well, and he's a dangerous batsman at the moment. I mean, you've got to give credit to the management when they picked him, in the early years of the HBL PSL, because he's been consistently performing for Peshawar Zalmi at the top. We're ready with the presentation, so it's over to Ramesh Raza.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're ready with the presentation, and so congratulations, first of all, to Peshawar Zalmi, because they muscled their way through to yet another HBL PSL final. Well done. In the presentation party, we've got Mr. Ehsan Mani, Chairman, Pakistan Cricket Board, Mr. Iftikhar Shalwani, Commissioner, Karachi, Mr. Sagir Mufti, Chief Operating Officer, HBL, Mr. Rizwan Iftikhar Minhas, Regional Chief, HBL, Mr. Zahid Barki, Group Head, Compliance and Risk Management, Jubilee Life Insurance, Mr. Khaja Zain Sikka, Director, Marketing, Brighto Paints, Mr. Ali Merwani, Chief Operating Officer, Go Lutlo, Mr. Ali Hassan, Executive Director, High Tech Lubricant Limited, ZIC, and Mr. Javed Afridi, Peshawar Franchise Owner. Right, there are quite a few awards. The first individual award is for Hassan Ali. May I invite him to pick up his outstanding performance of the match. Go Lutlo, outstanding performance of the match, award of $2,500 from Mr. Ali Mirani. Mr. Zahid Barki will present the Jubilee Insurance Safe Hand of the Match cash award of $2,500 to Kyron Pollard. Fabulous catching. Mr. Ali Hassan will present the Zik Motor Oil Fastest Bowler of the Match award of $2,500 to Wahab Riaz. Bowled fast, and his quickest ball was 151 kph. Mr. Khaja Zain Sikka will present the Brighto Paint stain-free innings of the match. Award of $2,500 goes to Imamul Haq. And then the big award of the evening, Man of the Match award winner is Kamran Akmal for his smooth batting. He'll first sign a shield for Brighto Paint's Fan of the Match. Mr. Akmal. May I invite Mr. Rizwan Iftikhar Minhas to present the Swarovski Rising Star HBL PSL trophy to Kamran. And finally, Mr. Sagir Mufti to present the HBL cash award of $4,500. Mr. Iftikhar Shalwani will present a special award to Man of the Match award winner. आइए अकमल साहब, जितना बड़ा मैच माशाल्लाह से उतनी बड़ी परफॉर्मेंस हो रही है.
अल्लाह का शुक्र अदा है और बड़ा अच्छा टीम खेल लिया. मैं क्रेडिट दूंगा इमामुल हक को, जैसे उसने पार्टनरशिप की है, और बस यही है कि पार्टनरशिप पे था. जितनी अच्छी पार्टनरशिप इमाम ने की है उसी की वजह से इतना बड़ा टोटल हुआ. फिर जैसे सैमी ने और पोलार्ड ने फिनिश किया, मेरे ख्याल से वो ज़्यादा डिफरेंट डाला उसने.
ये पिच कैसी थी? नई पिच थी, यहाँ पे बॉल आप तो कीपिंग कर रहे थे और मैंने सुना वहाब रियाज से आपने कहा कि थोड़ा आहिस्ता बॉल कर, क्योंकि आपके ग्लव्स को ज़रा जोर से गेंद लग रही थी. मगर बैटिंग के हिसाब से कैसी पिच है?
बड़ा अच्छा पिच. थ्रू आउट टूर्नामेंट कराची में जितने मैचेस हुए हैं बड़े अच्छे पिचेस बने हैं. और वहाब जैसे माशाल्लाह पूरे टूर्नामेंट में तेज़ बॉलिंग, मैं तो हर मैच में ही उसको कहता हूँ, लेकिन आज ज़रा ओपनली मैंने कह दिया ज़्यादा. लेकिन यह है कि बॉलर्स को क्रेडिट देना चाहिए. फर्स्ट 6 ओवर में जैसे हसन अली ने, वहाब ने, जॉर्डन ने बॉलिंग की है, मिल्स ने की है. 216 रन मेरे ख्याल से ऐसी बैटिंग लाइन के खिलाफ डिफेंड करना इतना मुश्किल नहीं है. लेकिन यह है कि पावर प्ले में आउट किए हैं तो इसकी वजह से हम लोग ज़्यादा अच्छा कर सकें बॉलिंग में.
आप चाहेंगे ऑब्वियसली ये फॉर्म अब फाइनल में लेके जाएं, क्योंकि वो अब सही मुकाबला है.
इंशाल्लाह कोशिश करेंगे, बस जीतना एम है. पूरी टीम को क्रेडिट देता हूँ कि जो फाइनल के लिए क्वालिफाई किया है, बस जीतना है. परफॉर्मेंस जो भी करे, टीम जीते, इससे बड़ी खुशी नहीं है.
हमें बहुत खुशी है कि आपकी फॉर्म माशाल्लाह बहुत अच्छी चल रही है. बहुत बहुत मुबारक.
थैंक यू वेरी मच.
Kamran Akmal, the Man of the Match award winner, and that ends our presentation ceremony as well.
Well, like I said, he's been one of the consistent performers for, Peshawar Zalmi, but he also gave credit over there to Imamul Haq. And, you got to speak about Imamul Haq as well, Amir, because more often than not, he gets criticized for being, coming in through his links and what's so not, but which is absolutely ridiculous when you talk about somebody like him, who's super duper talented and has always performed.
See, I said that before in the particular show, in one of the transmissions. Back in the days, You know, when you talk about squash, there was a legacy of a family. It carried on. In cricket, cricketers used to encourage their kids to take up cricket, and we saw so many greats coming and playing for Pakistan. And then hockey, everything. Since this criticism started to happen, you know, people call it names like nepotism or whatever, or maybe shortcut to the Pakistani team and blah, blah, blah. But I think it has a huge peril. You know, what we have done over the years, we have discouraged sportsmen to ask their kids to take up sports. So if you must criticize, just if somebody is selected, give that person a chance of series or two. If that person doesn't show his skills, or if you feel that after a few games, you know, he's been, sped to the Pakistani team, then start criticizing. If he doesn't show the skills or the temperament. Before that, just give a chance to the person. And I think he's responded very well. For me, Imamul Haq